What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here of the BlockHash Podcast, your number one resource for all that is happening across the emerging tech space. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you listen to or watch the show. Today, I'm joined by Deep Shah, leading consumer business and the previous head of growth at Gnosis. Also taking part of the founding team for Gnosis Pay. We're going to talk about a number of different topics today in regards to Gnosis, their ecosystem, and what they're up to this year. Deep, welcome to the show, man. It's a pleasure to have you on today. How you doing?
Brandon, thank you so much. Very excited to be here, and appreciate the introduction.
Absolutely. Pleasure's all mine, and excited to learn more about what you guys are doing with Gnosis right now and Gnosis Pay in particular and some other cool aspects. And I think the best way to get this underway, maybe tell us a bit about yourself and your backstory and maybe what kind of sparked your interest in general and wanting to be in Web3 and wanting to be a part of Gnosis in particular.
Yes, there's so much to talk about. So I mean, right now I am basically focused on building and leading the consumer, the business at Gnosis. We are focused on creating. Our long-term vision is to create this all-in-one money app, a single app that's more rewarding for all your money needs. It's designed for everyday people, built on blockchain on the back end, but designed to be effortless and intuitive. And the one thing that we care a lot about at Gnosis is to stay by our ideals, and our mission kind of with this app and just overall with everything Gnosis has done so far has always been to empower the individual with like greater financial agency and access. And that's something we're going to continue reflecting in this product. It's pretty much a showcase of everything Gnosis has built. So, I mean, before this, I've kind of worked across different projects at Gnosis. I've been here for slightly over 2 years now. And it's part of the early team at Gnosis Pay, like you described. And that was a very rewarding journey to the full 0 to 1 there. We're closing, for those who kind of don't know, Gnosis Pay is essentially like when it kind of launched, it was one of the world's first kind of self-custodial card like programs, like a Visa debit card that was linked to your blockchain wallet or a Gnosis safe, as you might know. And I think that journey was great, very novel, very innovative things that we are trying to do. Pleased to announce that we're actually closing about $100 million in total payment volume. We're close to 92 right now, so we should be hitting that number very soon in a few weeks. The other project I've been involved in at Gnosis, this other core project is called Circles. And Circles, for those who don't know, is a very, very ambitious experiment on money as we know it. And what I mean by that is we're trying to almost, for the lack of better words, trying to almost build a new global currency with one radical kind of proposition or a change from what we know about the dollar or the euro or any currency. Is money is generally created at the top by the central bankers. What we propose here is money to be created at the individual level, where every individual can create 1 CRC per hour for the rest of their life. And all of this is underpinned by human trust. So a web of trust underpins how money is transacted and circulated within the system. And there's so much more, but like high level, these are some of the projects I've been involved with at Gnosis over the past 2 years. The core mission overall for the company is very much to almost create a new financial system that's more open, that's collectively owned. A little bit of what a lot of like blockchain or crypto companies are doing, right? We want to rebuild money and the system from the ground up. So that's a little bit about me. And maybe on my journey, it's not something grand or not like a massive moment that kind of I stumbled onto crypto. I think it was pretty gradual. I kind of knew it was happening in the background. I think 2018, 2019, didn't do anything about it. 2020, when I moved to London to pursue a master's, I kind of started the London Business School Blockchain Society along with a few members, the initial members. And that's when I kind of really dived into learning more about blockchain. And the thing that really most excites me about blockchain is it's a great, it allows, it's the empowering the individual part that I really care about. Like it levels the playing field, it gives back power to the individual, and yeah, that's what drives me.
I think it's important for people to know that Gnosis has definitely evolved over time too. It used to be a prediction market platform, and it's evolved now into infrastructure and different kind of applications in this realm. Can you tell us a little bit about what kind of prompted that change over time, or how that evolution kind of went from then to today? I think people would be very interested in how it's kind of grown.
Absolutely, absolutely. Gnosis is kind of one of the OG companies, right? I think. I mean, it was founded in 2015, if I'm not wrong, as part of
Yeah, a long time
Consensus.
ago.
Yeah, so it's been 10 years. We just celebrated our 10-year anniversary, in fact, a few days back. And yeah, like it started as part of Consensus. The initial work was around prediction markets. And Gnosis, like a lot of people don't know this, but they developed the conditional token framework, which forms a key part of what the new poly market contracts are built, and some of these other prediction markets platforms that you know. Historically, Gnosis has always had a knack to kind of solve problems way earlier than most people even know they were problems, and find really battle tested solutions and like very sound engineering solutions for those. I think after like the prediction markets part for the first couple of years, Gnosis kind of has built safe. Like most people know, people see it as a multi-sig, the smart contract kind of smart accounts platform. It's where almost most of the on-chain money lives. I think at a certain point they were custodying, or like not custodying, but rather they were securing over 100 billion in assets, all through self-custody, of course. But yes, and Gnosis has also played and kind of incubated CowSwap, one of the leading dexes on Ethereum, and they were solving MEV in trades in 2019 or 2020, long before it became fancy. So yeah, historically, Gnosis has moved from building like very core infrastructure for Ethereum to now kind of putting out applications that get real world usage with Gnosis Pay. I think we started work on that a couple of years back, and now it's Gnosis app, this one app that encompasses everything that Gnosis has built and more. So yeah, it's been a long and a fun ride, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome. And congrats on the 10-year anniversary. I remember the first time Gnosis came out, the first time I got into the space was like around 2013, 2012, 2013. So I definitely remember a lot of those OGs that came out, and Gnosis was one of them for sure. So that's a really fun growth and change over time. So again, congrats on that. Did you guys do anything fun for that anniversary as well? Was there any like lessons learned over time, or things that you guys took away that you're most proud of? Or I'm sure there was a lot of reflection that was going on.
I've learned over the last kind of couple of years, or like last few years of being in this space, is this space is lacking a lot of like original thinkers and builders and people who care about things outside of just speculating. And what I love about Gnosis is from day one and until today, Gnosis continues to build things that like creates a positive impact for people. It improves people's lives in some way, gives them more agency or ownership over what they're doing, about their accounts, about their financial lives. And I think that was kind of a core reflection over the past few days when we were thinking about this 10-year anniversary, that, hey, like looking back at everything that we've done, it's always had like the user in mind, the individual at mind. And yeah, so that's been a common theme, and I think that's something we'll continue, and that will be a part of our DNA going forward, especially as like we have a lot of incumbents and traditional companies coming in, especially with these new blockchains being launched, the new L1s over the past week. Having that as part of our DNA, the like true cypherpunk values, that's what sets us apart, and we'll continue to try and deliver user experiences that are intuitive while not forgetting our values.
That's awesome, man. There's something in particular that I do want to cover with you today, and that's Gnosis Pay. I'm curious what you're cooking up in regards to that. I know it's something that's of importance to you guys in terms of building a white labeled infrastructure for instant card issuance. And I'm curious like how you guys envision that panning out and what kind of use cases you might see sprawling from that here in the near future. What's kind of your vision for Gnosis Pay and how you want to see that evolve?
Yeah, I mean, Gnosis Pay has had like very steady growth over the past few months. We very recently also expanded to Brazil. Initially, we launched with Europe and like about I think 30 plus countries in Europe. And now for us, the most important part is global expansion, enabling wallets institutions or anyone who wants an on-chain debit card business. We can help. We can white label things. We can also help wallets that are like very new and young, or like businesses that are very new young who just want to kind of almost permissionlessly supercharge their wallets by giving them cards. We can do that. We're looking at expanding to Argentina next. Looking for partners in Asia as well. I can think of Thailand. I can think of Australia as a potential next step. And in terms of global expansion, very excited to kind of partner with local companies as well. Um, and then I think in terms of just like the product as well, I think we are kind of cooking up a lot of changes within the product to enable multiple currencies within one account, supporting multiple stablecoins, also having more interoperability with other chains. The goal is to bring on-chain card settlements, the card business, to as many people as possible.
Awesome, awesome. Well, that's exciting. I'm curious to see how that continues to pan out. And I know that you guys are also kind of working on like an app and wallet for Gnosis as well. I don't know what you can tell us about it, but also, would Gnosis Pay integrate well into that as well, or would those two be like two separate kind of applications, or how do you envision some of those things working together? And what can you tell us about this Gnosis app/wallet that you guys are kind of aiming to put together?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I mean, Gnosis app, I think, like I touched upon earlier, is supposed to be almost like a showcase of everything Gnosis has built over the years and so much more. In very simple statements, we want to create a more rewarding app for all your money needs, whether it's securing money in multiple currencies, whether it's earning interest or wealth on those currencies, whether it's spending it through familiar habits like a debit card, for example, which is where Gnosis Pay is going to play a key role, of course. We'll be integrating them. And then allowing you access to on-chain financial opportunities that wasn't possible, allowing users to own their accounts, allowing users to own this money app that they're using through the GNO token, and also give them a chance to kind of take or govern major decisions. So what we care about is like creating this app that is designed for everyday people, radically effortless and intuitive. um, and over time we want to subtly empower people. We don't want self custody to be the main narrative, but we want that under the hood, empowering people in times of need. That is when they'll remember that, oh yeah, I'm so glad I'm not renting my accounts that I do with TradFi, but I'm rather owning my accounts. And of course, we're also solving like the UX that comes, or the negative impacts that comes with having self custody on the UX side. So yeah, that's what I can give you right now. But I think the grand mission is to rebuild the financial system, and this is our first step to it. And we are very very excited to tackle the traditional and the legacy systems head on, because when you see like the traditional neobanks or some of our competitors, what they are doing are like is basically using 50, 60 year old technology, or like the backend technology, just sprucing it up with a nice UX and packaging it for the users, right? What we want to do is completely kind of leapfrog all of that and be blockchain first in everything that we do. And therefore, we inherit all the structural advantages of a blockchain. So, very soon, you will have an app that allows you to do all of those things that you're used to without changing your existing habits. giving you much richer rewards, much better yields, allowing you to cross border at a fraction of the cost and much faster speeds, and allowing you to interact with a new form of money, and allowing you to own the app and the account that you use.
Would you guys be able to integrate like, fiat and stable coins like alongside each other, like in the app? I think, any way for people to find ways to integrate Web3 systems with Web2 systems and interact and have money on board and off board in different ways, I think will be very key for this space. Because for whatever reason, in 2025, it's still difficult for people to do. Yeah, we have like the Coinbases of the world. There's different solutions here and there, but like for an everyday person, everything is so kind of clunky in terms of like UI and UX, and not everything is like just push a button and it works like it kind of should, like it does in the Web2 side of the world. Um, but I'd be curious, like if you guys have put a lot of emphasis, and it sounds like you have, on like putting these things as side by side as possible, so people can move their fiat into stable coins and then crypto if they want, and then back and forth, and work with the banks and banking partners to be able to remit back and forth.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I mean, ideally, like the users will have no idea about whether they're using fiat, whether we're using stable coins at the back, whether we're like what we're doing to send money or show money, right? For them, they'll be seeing dollars on the app, they'll be seeing euros, they'll be seeing Brazilian real, they'll be seeing rupees, etc. And for them, it'll just be a regular experience that they're used to. They can simply send money from a bank account. They can still use the rails of the local payment rails. So, for example, if you're in Brazil, you can use Pix. If you're in Euro, you can use. If you're in Europe, you can use the SEPA rails, SEPA instant rails. Hopefully, in the US, you could use RTP or the familiar kind of spending methods there. And the currencies will be shown, but they'll be under the hood stable coins. So they'll be living on chain, they'll be moving on chain. Yeah, and especially with like all of the new regulation coming in, Mika, the Genius Act, it kind of only signals how important stablecoins are becoming now in this payments landscape. Right, they are kind of very soon getting like parity with like or being considered as fiat in a lot of jurisdictions, which is great to see.
Yeah, it's almost like stablecoins have gotten mainstream faster than crypto has gone mainstream. And it's kind of funny to think about, but it also is kind of a good thing, right? Because it lays down a really solid infrastructure, and I think groundwork for people to be able to interact with the space. So I'm actually very happy about all the stuff we've seen over stablecoins, especially over this past summer, and with the different laws and Mika, obviously prior, and then the Genius Act that came out, and Clarity that's working its way through. And yeah, I think there's a lot of positive stuff that's going on, building out the infrastructure and the platform for this.
Absolutely. I mean, and here's a hot take, right? I mean, I might be oversimplifying here, but like, I personally feel like after speculation, on chain, like after speculation, payments are the kind of actual next big use case of crypto, that are delivering value right now and not a promise of it in the future. So, like, I really feel people are still sleeping on the potential that on chain payments has. Like, I am certain that like the future of payments is on chain. Like it is going to happen. It's a question of when and not if, right? And that's what we're kind of positioning at Gnosis for, like to create this payments network and owning all the parts of the stack and also distributing that value through the token.
Yeah, 100%. Are you guys seeing anything else that's interesting within Gnosis's ecosystem in terms of like different verticals for the ecosystem? It could be in the realm of DeFi or gaming, wallets, AI, like anything that stands out that you think is exciting, or that devs are building out that, may be very useful to people at some point. I'm sure people would love to kind of know what's brewing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think people still don't know a lot about circles, the stuff that I was mentioning. So that's like a project at Gnosis that we're trying to kind of support. I mean, it's an attempt at creating self-sovereign currency on a fairly credibly neutral network. Gnosis Chain has over 300,000 validators, if I'm not wrong, and it's kind of the second most it has the second most validators after Ethereum, and Yeah, so circles is something exciting. It's a very, very thorny project to kind of solve. Circles can also go in a couple of ways. And Vitalik seems to be keen to kind of think of it as an almost like an identity project, because the web of trust system where you actually trust people and they're almost economic and personal reputation or social reputation kind of creates this trust graph, which could in the future create this non-invasive identity systems. And there's this other part of circles that could actually create a new kind of currency from the ground up. So that's one exciting part of Gnosis that is trying to kind of push the boundaries of innovation, take a very contrarian view on things, and trying to think of things from the ground up. I mean, we also have an AI team within the company that is brewing like cool things, but I reserve that for later at some point. And then, yeah, I think we also have, yeah, there are a few things brewing, but I think I'll leave them for some other time.
Nice. Speaking of brewing things for later, what's on your guys' horizon the rest of this year for both Gnosis, Gnosis Pay, maybe the app and the wallet itself? Anything that you can kind of give people in terms of a timeline, and as well as upcoming maybe announcements or updates people should keep an eye out for?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Gnosis Pay, the key for us is to expand into newer regions. So if you're someone in Argentina and you're a wallet or a business that's trying to go after consumers and wants to kind of enable spending habits, come talk to us. We're already speaking with a few partners, and of course, like being early always helps. The other thing is with Gnosis app, we'll be aiming for a soft launch towards the end of the year within a very small community. Keep your eyes peeled for who that community is. It's not something or someone that we usually target, almost like crypto companies are going after. So that's going to be something new as well. And yeah, I think those are the two more exciting things coming up. I mean, there's also going to be a little bit of a shift overall on how we kind of think about Gnosis and going more consumer. So you're going to be seeing a lot of fun with the brand as well going forward. Um, Again, towards the end of the year, and yeah.
Nice, nice. Any events or conferences, engagements maybe you guys will be attending? I'm sure people would love to kind of meet some of you guys in person at some point or interact with the team, kind of learn more about Gnosis and how it's evolved over time since it's been such an OG project for so long. Anything in particular maybe you're attending this fall?
Absolutely. I mean, Def Connect. We will have a fair enough large presence there. We might be doing or partnering up for some events as well. So that you'll definitely catch us there. A big part of our team will be there. The founders will also be there in case you want to catch us there. Um, yeah, and also Argentina, because Argentina is awesome for doing on-chain payments and bringing them the power of blockchain, right? So we're super excited in generally like for that region. So yeah, we're pumped.
Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff happening down in Argentina, Latin America in general. Because I lived in Colombia for 4 or 5 years. Any initiatives for you guys in the region in Latin America in particular? I know there's a lot of great developers coming out of there and a lot of interest in Web3. I imagine it could breed a lot of new applications and opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, we're expanding into kind of newer. I mean, we're hiring people there in general because Pay will expand there, and in the future we expect like our own kind of wallet to also expand there. We also have like this other initiative called the Open Internet Club within Gnosis. Essentially, we are seeding smaller communities of people who really care about the ethos of open internet as they should have been and as they should be, and we're kind of empowering them to spread the voice and create events, create more tightly knit communities, and provide support or resources from Gnosis. And of course, Latin America is a big region, so I'm not sure, but I think we're going to have a new open internet club in Argentina in the next couple of months, just in time for Def Connect. Yeah, that's one of the other initiatives that's also happening at Gnosis, where like going back to the ethos and trying to kind of support the larger mission than just spreading our own kind of narrative.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, if you guys are ever doing something in Colombia, let me know. I can definitely connect you with some of the community down there. There's a lot of interest in both Medellin and Bogota. Um, but yeah, no, I think Latin America is a region with a lot of potential that I think has gotten overlooked for a while now. That is, I think, definitely starting to come up for sure.
I'm curious, do people in Colombia think about generally stable coins adopting crypto? Is the level of maturity as high as, let's say, a Brazil or an Argentina?
I think the potential is like the people are fairly aware of it and they want that kind of stuff. The biggest issue is the infrastructure in places like Colombia just aren't very robust financially. So most people only have a savings account, right? They don't even have a basic checking account like you would maybe in the States or in some other places. They don't really have access to a lot of different financial tools, instruments, lending and credit, or they don't touch it because they're not familiar with it. But everyone has a smartphone. Far more likely they have two smartphones than even a laptop. So, this space is perfect for them to interact. And there's a lot of new neo banks that are starting to pop up in Colombia. There's some exchanges. Crypto is growing very rapidly, especially over the last few years. The community is getting really deep, especially on the development side. I think people are seeing a lot of opportunity to work in the space in Colombia. Um, and some of the best developers I've ever met actually are in Colombia too. I think they really, there's a passion there. So definitely check it out sometime. I think it's worth exploring. And just in other areas too, in Latin America too. I think the sentiment is very similar. You probably see that a lot in Argentina. There's a lot of companies down there.
Nice. Yeah, that's exciting. I might actually take you up on the offer. Regions for
Yeah,
sure.
let me know. Let me know. I'll be happy. Awesome, man. And then where can people go to learn a bit more about Gnosis and Gnosis Pay and everything that's coming out? Where's the best place to keep up everything? Website, socials, community? Where would you send people?
I would say for Gnosis, I mean, just the overall kind of parent company, the website, and we also have a very active community on Discord. Uh, and we also obviously very active on our X accounts or Twitter accounts. So I would kind of direct people to those kind of resources.
Excellent, excellent. And then what about yourself? Anyone wants to connect with you? Do you have a LinkedIn? Do you have an X? Or where can people find you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I can share my LinkedIn and my X profiles. I think the X profile might be easier. I am not using LinkedIn so much anymore. And yeah, I'm always up to kind of chat on-chain payments, consumer apps. Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time researching the space, and I have some very hot takes that I love to debate and discuss generally. So, yeah, feel free to shoot a message.
Absolutely. Awesome, Deep. This has been a great conversation. Really appreciate you taking the time today to tell us a bit more about Gnosis and Gnosis Pay and some of the different things you guys are working on, the app and the wallet, as well as a lot of the growth that you guys have seen in your 10-year anniversary. Congrats on all the progress, and it's exciting to see where you guys are heading. Definitely keep me up to date on everything, especially over the rest of this year. If anything big comes out or you make a big announcement, definitely let me know. Would love to have you guys back on and maybe do a part two. I'm sure there's always something fun to talk about, maybe even something relative to the space too that might affect or relate to Gnosis. So let me know. Happy to do something again in the future here, and really do appreciate it. We'll talk again soon.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me here, Brandon. It was awesome. And yeah, definitely let's stay connected.
Likewise. Sounds great, man. Take care, and yeah, we'll talk soon.
Cheers. Bye bye.